Hello, good morning, or good evening, whenever you are watching this. I hope you are doing well. My name is Catherine, and today I am doing the musical theater book tag. So there's two different tags, and I am gonna combine them. So the first musical theater book tag was originally done by Something Like Lydia, and I originally saw this first on Emily Reed's Books channel, so you should totally check out that video. So it's one of those ones where it gives you a musical and gives you a question kind of related to that musical. Let's just dive right in and you'll see. So the first question is Wicked, and the question is favorite fictional friendship. That is hard to say. I absolutely love the friendship in the Raven Boys between Blue, Gansey, Ronan, Adam, and Noah. I just love the five of them, their friendship. I'm a huge sucker for found families, and the love that they share for each other is just so good, and it's so dynamic. It feels like a real friend group in high school, you know, where you have yes, there's some romances, but also there's, you know, the friends who tease each other and all that. It's so good. It's such a good found family friendship. The second question is Sweeney Todd, and that's favorite villain. I don't normally like villains. I know people really love villains. I'm not a huge villains person. I love morally gray characters. For me, currently, I really love the villain in Wicked Saints. I don't want to spoil anything because you don't really find out who the villain is until the very end of the first book. I haven't read the second book, but it's really good. Yeah, 10 out of 10 would recommend. The next question is Phantom of the Opera, and that is favorite love triangle. I hate love triangles. They are my least favorite trope. I have not found a single love triangle that I'm like, yeah, that totally moved the story along. If I ever find a love triangle that I actually enjoy, I'll let you know. But as of right now, there's nothing. I got nothing for you. Question number 4 is The Lion King, and that is your favorite sidekick. And as I'm reading Percy Jackson right now, I have to say Grover from Percy Jackson. I freaking love Grover. He's so good. He's such a good friend. He's so soft and sweet and needs to be protected at all costs. Oh, that poor goat boy. Question number 5 is Grease, and that is least favorite ending. And for me, that is the ending to the Three Dark Crowns series. I didn't like the series to begin with. I don't know why I completed the entire thing, and the ending just... it wasn't great. It wasn't great. I didn't like it. Question number 6 is Matilda, and that is your favorite book adaptation. I love the adaptation of The Princess Bride. Of course, grew up and I watched that movie a ton, and I absolutely love the movie. And then finally in 9th grade, I forget what the project was exactly, but I had to do some English project, and I was like, I'll choose The Princess Bride for this project. And so I had to read the book, and I was like, this is such a weirdly faithful adaptation. In fact, I kind of like the adaptation more because I like Buttercup more in the movie than I do in the book. In the book, she's a lot more whiny and just vain and very I'm so pretty. The last question for this tag is Les Mis, and that is your favorite death in a book. I feel the most interesting death and unexpected, but also added so much to the story, what happened in the 3rd book of the Diviners series, which was Before the Devil Breaks You. Yeah. Oh my god, the ending of that book. I was listening to it via audiobook, and I was just crying in my car. It's really good. So that is that for the first musical theater book tag, and then I'm going to be doing the second one, which was created by Book Browsing Blog. Here we go. The first one is related to Hamilton with the song Satisfied. And the question is, what book had an unsatisfying ending or needs a sequel? So for me, I have kind of a mixed answer with this, because I want to say Sadie by Courtney Summers. So the thing is I love the ending of the book because it leaves you with It's a mystery book. It's about this girl who disappeared, and it has like dual timelines, and the ending is very like, okay, but what happened type deal. And I really loved that element of like not really knowing what happened in the end, and you can kind of like, you can imagine whatever you want, but there's also part of me that really, really wants to know what happened in the end. Oh my gosh, my gardeners have come. Hopefully they're not too loud. The next question is related to everybody's talking about Jamie, and it's the title song. And the question is, what is a really hyped book you want to read only because it is hyped, because of the hype? For me right now, that is Beach Read by Emily Henry. This is an adult romance, and I've seen it absolutely everywhere, and I've also really loved the description. So it's definitely a book I want to pick up very soon. I'm just sad because I want to read it on the beach, and I haven't really been able to go to the beach at all this summer. The next question is related to Anastasia's journey to the past, and the question is, name a book that features flashbacks or developed backstories. I absolutely, totally love Truly Devious. This book has dual timelines. I love a good dual timeline. Sometimes it can be done really weirdly though, and you only really care about one timeline. This one's really cool because it is, again, a mystery. I really like mysteries with dual timelines. That's what I've learned. Up next is Be More Chill with the song Michael in the Bathroom, and I freaking love this question because the question is, if you were escaping a party by hiding in a bathroom, what book would you take with you? And honestly, that is such a mood. I have to say Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, because I feel like that's something that Kath would do. The next question is related to Six's ex-wives. God, I love that musical. I would die to play one of the ex-wives. The question that is related to that is, name a book that is a twist or retelling of a well-known story. There's one retelling that I'm so excited about I haven't read yet, and that is Legendborn. It's a King Arthur retelling, and I'm so stoked. I already have it pre-ordered. I know I told myself I wouldn't buy any more books, but it's fine. I'm very excited about that one. But a book that I have read that I actually really like, that I feel like not a lot of people have read, is Scarlet by A.C. Gaughen. And this is a Robin Hood retelling. There's some parts where I'm like, okay, that's a little cringy, but for the most part, I really enjoyed it. I also love Robin Hood retellings. There's a couple ones. There's Sherwood. Yeah, Sherwood. That's a really good one as well. That one gets weird though. The next one is The Last 5 Years Still Hurting. And the question is, what book hurt you and has stuck with you since? So many. But I think the one that I have to go with is The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. I remember when I read it back in, I think like 2013 was when I read it. This book, the ending of it, like the final sentence. Oh, I don't know what it was about it, but it just got me. The next question is from Come From Away. The song is Me and the Sky. And the question is, pick a book that features your dream job, real or fantastical. Now, I am an actor. I can't imagine doing anything outside of the theater ever, any sort of performing. The book that I chose is When the Curtain Falls by Carrie Fletcher. Not only is this book about a theater, but it also is written by an actress who I really admire, so it's really cool. It's like a ghost story. Next question is Newsies Santa Fe. And the question is, what fictional place would you want to visit? And of course, I have to say Hobbiton. I am a hobbit. Next question is Waitresses When He Sees Me. What book did you fall in love with the second you saw the cover? And for me, it is this specific edition of The Starless Sea by Erin Morganstern. I don't have a copy of The Starless Sea, and I think I'm gonna, because I listened to it via audiobook, I think I'm gonna buy this one. It's so pretty. It's gorgeous. Up next is Dear Evan Hansen's Disappear, and the question is, hype an underrated backlist book. Okay, hear me out. I know I've talked about Libba Bray a million different times on this channel. Have you read Going Bovine? I know there are like a lot of reviews and stuff online, so it's not like super underrated. But like out of all of Libba Bray's books, I feel like people don't talk about this one, and it is wild. It sounds like a fever dream. If it wasn't on Goodreads, I wouldn't believe that it actually existed. There's like a talking garden gnome, there's a dwarf. It's so wild. It sounds like, I mean, it kind of sounds like a D&D quest gone awry, and the dungeon master has lost all control of their players. Maybe I'll reread that sometime soon. I am doing a lot of rereading for someone who has a lot of new books that she hasn't read yet. The last and final question is related to Legally Blonde, the song What You Want. And the question is, what do you want to see more of in books? What do I want to see more of in books? What I really want more of is standalone fantasies. I have so many fantasies where I have like the first book in the series and I've read the first book in the series, and then I just never end up reading the rest of the series because there's so many of those. I want more standalone fantasies. And then there is a bonus question that is, pick your favorite musical and recommend a book that reminds you of it. And what a coincidence, I actually have a whole video on that right there. You can click it right there. I talk about 3 musicals, Hamilton, Hadestown, and what else do I talk about? Les Mis. I talk about those 3 books, and I recommend books based on those musicals. So you can check out that entire video. And also, you know, if you subscribe to my channel, next week I'm gonna be posting a second one in this series with a couple more musicals. So, I mean, I'm not saying you should like subscribe and turn on the like little bell icon so you get a notification that lets you know when I post that video, but like you totally should. That's the end of this video actually, so thank you so much for watching. Be sure to give it a big thumbs up if you like this video, and once again, subscribe so that you know when I post that video. And also, I post a lot of other bookish videos. I like making tags, I do weekly reading vlogs, I do book recommendations, so you should totally subscribe. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and until next time, bye!